Hi and welcome to my channel. My name's Charles Delastic and the channel is named Developing Extraordinary. Now this is quite a big thing for me because this is my first ever video on this channel. It's the 19th of April, we're in the middle of lockdown in the COVID crisis, but this video is not about that. It's much more about how to survive the upcoming financial crisis that's going to be hitting us all over the next year or so. So it's not just about surviving that crisis, but how to thrive in that crisis and really use this time as a springboard to a better life and a better financial life. Towards the end of this video, you will find a secret weapon embedded in that video which almost guarantees life improvement. So let's get straight into the video. How do you go about not only surviving the up and coming crisis, but actually thrive in it? So how do we know there's going to be a crisis? Well, effectively, this COVID virus has literally affected the whole world. So almost anybody you listen to who's got an idea of what economics is all about will be saying that this is going to have a big impact across the world in different ways. Because lots of people will be made unemployed, unfortunately, a lot of other people will then hunker down and avoid spending money, which will then have an impact upon consumer spending, and therefore goods and services are not being utilised, and therefore there's more people being made unemployed, and so on and so forth. So it may take a few years for us to come out of this, but probably we'll be paying for it for an awful long time. To give you an idea, the UK only finished paying for the war in 2006, which gives you an idea of how long some of these things take. Okay, so what's the issue here? So whenever somebody or the world is in a crisis, how do humans react? Well, it's built into our brains already. One of those three reactions tend to take place with people: fear, which generates flight, or fight. It's a survival instinct. We can't help it. It's embedded in our brains, and it's a matter of looking at how you try and fight that natural instinct and move forward using your human brain, your prefrontal cortex, as opposed to your mammalian or reptile brain, which is obviously pretty strong, but you can control it if you make the effort. So it's a survival instinct, but it doesn't really do you much good. It literally stops you moving forward. So what should your mindset be in a crisis? So I've got this little phrase at the moment saying, well, don't let a little thing like a global pandemic slow you down. It's just a mindset about, in any crisis really, about how you react. You can go with fear, flight and fight, or you can move yourself forward, understand where you are, and then try and use it as a springboard, because only that will move you forward. Okay, so what's changed in this crisis? Well, if you think about it, it's only our working lives really, to a large degree. So people are either working or they're not working. So it's a yes or a no. So if it's a yes, then are you working as normal? Are you actually going into work? And if you're a key worker, you're probably overworked, and we thank you for your efforts. But for most people, they're working from home. So what this does is it gives us an opportunity. It gives us an opportunity of time, because quite often people are spending at least half an hour, sometimes an hour and a half going into work, and now they're no longer doing that. So therefore they've got an additional hour to 3 hours available in their day where they would normally be commuting. So how do they use that time? So it's that commute time that's important. If you're not working, then you've got an even bigger opportunity. If, presuming that you're on furlough and you're getting some income stream in, I know there are people who've fallen through the cracks, but for most people, what they've got here is a massive, massive opportunity, because it's very rare that you get paid, be it the 80% or whatever of your normal earnings, but still have the time to yourself to be able to do stuff. So this is where the opportunity is presenting itself. And that opportunity is time. So how do you use your time that you've been given on the back of this crisis? Well, that's the point, really. So some people, and I hear it quite a lot, oh, I'm bored of this and I'm bored of that. Well, bored not only during this time, but bored at any time in my head signifies something very important. And it's what it signifies is this: there's no purpose. Basically, people who are getting bored have no defined purpose in their lives. If you have a purpose, in other words, you've got a written statement which enables you to drive your life forward, this is a really powerful thing. You get up every day and you know what you've got to try and achieve, and usually your purpose is bigger than something you may even be able to achieve in your lifetime. However, that purpose means that it's almost impossible to get bored, because you're always working towards that purpose and aligning your life with that purpose. So getting that in place, if you haven't got that in place, is absolutely vital from the word go. Okay, so from that purpose, we talk about your life plan. So if you haven't got a life plan, this is what I'm saying about the time. You start to try and put that together. What do you want? Why do you want what you want? What's important to you? What isn't important to you? Write it all down. Get one book, put a folder on your computer, however you choose to do it, but start thinking about what you really want from your life and develop yourself a life plan. Now, if you haven't seen it, on our website you will find a relatively unique guide to this kind of personal development. I call it the Mind Roadmap, and it's about a 15-minute video which explains how you develop purpose and life plans and these kinds of things, which shows you the route forward in these circumstances when you have the time like you have right now available to you. Okay, so if you've already got a life plan, then really your purpose drives your discipline. Discipline is about making sure you do what you've committed to do, right? And it's about achieving the goals that you've set yourself to achieve. So once again, if you haven't got the goals, you haven't got the purpose, using the time, that's what this is all about. So if you're achieving your goals, well, how do you do it? Well, on this channel and in lots of other places online, you will find people giving you help and advice on how to achieve goals. And really, if your purpose is big and if your life plan is big, you absolutely need to learn how to achieve goals properly. And that's the difference between people who are highly successful in life and people who aren't. They achieve their goals. So the discipline is all about planning weekly and daily. So if you're not working, plan the week out, plan the day. And when I say plan, it's actually written. What are you going to do at any given hour during the day, and then work your plan. That's moving you forward. That doesn't give you time for boredom. You align those plans with your purpose, because your purpose is your rudder. It's your compass, it's your true north. All of your goals should be aligned with your purpose, and therefore the discipline is the power that you then apply to achieve your purpose over the whole of your life. So when you've got a purpose, what you're trying to do is you're trying to improve, and you're trying to improve with different areas of your life, because the better that you are, the more that you can contribute to the world, and the more likely you are to achieve your purpose and your goals, because you are better. So the very first thing is improving physically. So again, if you're not working, well, what's your workout plan? What's your exercise plan? And really, actually don't exercise. Exercise is a fallacy. Train. What's the difference? Exercise, go out for a walk, go out for a run. Train, you write it down and you maintain a log and you know where you are and you're trying to move forward. It's a difference between training, it has an intention, as opposed to just moving with exercise, right? Big difference over a number of years in terms of how your health works out. So don't just exercise, train. Different thing. Right, mindset. So this channel is all about mindset. Everything comes from your mindset. Everything that you do starts as a thought in your head, and how are those thoughts driven? So you can read books that are of interest to you. There's lots of great personal development books out there, and we will be recommending a lot of this on this channel. But really it's about getting your mindset right in order to achieve your purpose and your goals and everything else. If this all sounds a little bit self-centered, it actually isn't. It's about getting what you want from life, which is what most people are trying to do anyway. This is just being a lot more intentional about it. Yeah, so it's about getting your mindset right. So then it's working on your skills. Well, if you know your purpose, you know your life plan, you know your goals, you then know what skills will help you to achieve those goals. So while you've got the time, start working on those skills. Log, what skills do you need? Do I need to write better? Do I need to learn how to make a YouTube channel? Do I need to learn how to read faster? There's so many skills that one can acquire over one's life, and moving that forward is a sensible thing, especially when we've got time. So that's really about it. It's how do you thrive? You thrive by having a plan, having a purpose, applying the commitment and the discipline to move yourself forward and achieving your goals. So it doesn't matter actually whether there's a crisis or there isn't. It's actually really irrelevant. All this COVID crisis is doing is giving people a bit more time than they might have had otherwise. You still, in normal everyday life, need to have these disciplines of a strong mindset and strong discipline to move yourself forward, because that's how you get success, and that's however you define that success, but that's how you get it. Okay, what's the secret weapon I was talking about at the end? So let's say you've got your purpose, you've got your goals, you've got everything set up. How do you manage that? And that's this last part. Very simply, you journal. What's journaling? You spend 10 minutes either at the end of the day or the beginning of the next day, and you record in either on your computer, I happen to use Evernote, but you just record what went right, what went wrong, what did I learn from that day, what am I grateful for? And if some big learnings jump out at you from that day, keep a separate page of those, of the big learnings, and reread through those, because this act of journaling makes you, as a habit, relive the previous day and look out for what didn't go according to plan, and then determine how you're going to tweak that and move it forward. So it's a process of never-ending improvement. That's what journaling does to you. It's extremely powerful. In fact, I would say that if you aren't doing it, you're probably limiting your potential by 20 to 30%. It's huge. So journal, massive. Hopefully that all helps. That was my first video. I hope you enjoyed it. If it made sense to you, please give me a like. If you think that this channel is going to be good for you, please subscribe. I promise you that over time you will find some fantastic stuff on here. I look forward to speaking to you in the future, but please give me a like and we'll go forward from there. Thanks for listening, and goodbye for now.